Hello everyone, it's Kelly back again here at the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel, bringing you day 3 sneak peek products of the Autumn Splendor release, available on August the 23rd. The first stamp set I'm sharing today is called Better Together. You can see the little fox there in the center, surrounded by all of his woodland friends. The greetings read, "We are better together and we're all in this together." These little critters are preparing a great fall harvest with pumpkins and apples. There's a tree stump and little things to set a perfect fall scene, like mushrooms and leaves. There's a little bird and clouds. There is a coordinating die set that goes along with Better Together to make it even easier to stamp, color, and then die cut your critters. They all come together to make a playful and creative fall scene. The next stamp set is called Hedgehogs, and this set is so cute. It contains 2 pairs of hedgehogs, one pair wrapped in a warm, cozy scarf, and the other pair holding a pumpkin. This set contains the back sides of each pair of hedgehogs, so it makes it super easy to create fun, interactive cards like spinner cards or window cards. Now the coordinating die set will cut out both the front and the back side of each pair of hedgehogs, along with the sentiments and all the extras like the leaves and hearts. The next 6 by 8-inch stamp set is great for all of your fall and autumn themed cards and is called Sweater Weather. There is a coordinating die set that goes along with Sweater Weather that's going to cut out every one of these wonderful sentiments, like the crisp chill of fall refreshes all, sweater weather, cold weather, and warm hugs. A quote from Anne of Green Gables that says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers. Fall is in the air, pumpkin kisses, and Halloween wishes." And then there are several smaller sub-sentiments as well, like wishing you a beautiful autumn season, autumn blessings, and thankful for you. The next stamp and coordinating die set is a newbie to our Bitty Buzzword collection, and this one is called Seasons. We have every season covered for you here with spring, autumn, summer, winter, fall, and the word season. There's also lots of smaller words that you can mix and match and pair those with the larger scripty words. Now, like each of our Bitty Buzzword die sets, you're going to get the die to cut out the beautiful scripty word, and then a basic shadow that you can either layer or use the shadow to stamp your word right on top. Next is a new classic size buzzword. You can see here that the font is a little bit larger on the word great here. And this sentiment set is awesome. You have the word great, and we've added full, so you can say grateful, beyond grateful, you are so great. So we have kind of a play on words there. You amaze me, so proud of you, nothing can stop you now, have a great day. And then, as with all of our classic buzzword coordinating die sets, these contain 3 dies. So you're going to have a die that cuts out that big scripty word, a basic shadow, and then a third die that is a larger shadow with a pierced edge. So you can either stack up all your die cuts or stamp with that great big buzzword directly onto your shadows. The next standalone die set is a part of our new Sweet Stacks collection, and this is the mini slimline die set. You can see all the choices that you have there for layers, makes it super easy and takes all the guesswork out of adding layers of cardstock onto your mini slimline cards. The smaller dies in this set are also perfect for cutting out sentiments. The next standalone die set is the mini slimline envelope builder set. You can see the front side, or that large rectangle, is the front of your envelope, and there's options for each of the flaps. So you have 2 end flaps, one is rounded and one has a little scallop, and then the side flaps also, there's a rounded one and then a scallop. These are very easy to put together. You just cut out one of the front side of your envelope, 2 of the little side flaps, and then 2 of the end flaps in whatever style that you would like. When you cut your cardstock in your die machine, the little flaps that are going to be used to adhere your envelope, those are embossed for you. So all you have to do is fold those down, add your adhesive, and your mini slimline envelope is ready to go. So it's super easy to coordinate your envelope with any of your mini slimline cards. Okay, so let's get into some card making for today. I'm going to use the Hedgehogs stamps and coordinating dies. And then I'm going to do a background with the Autumn Splendor cover plate and use the new Sweet Stacks circle dies. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink blend on some cardstock. This just happens to be Bristol paper. You can use whatever cardstock that you prefer to blend on. And I am taking gathered twigs, and I am just going in just a random pattern here. So gathered twigs in some spots, peeled paint to pull in kind of that beautiful olive green, fossilized amber, and then crackling campfire. And this is what I'm going to cut that beautiful Autumn Splendor cover plate or use for my background. And so I'm just blending this on randomly. It's going to give a beautiful fall-like background to my Hedgehogs card. Once I get those beautiful fall colors blended on this cardstock, I take my distress sprayer filled with water and give that cardstock a spritz, and then let it sit for just a second to let that oxide ink activate. And I take my dry cloth and just kind of blot that up. Now you can see these all cut out of that beautiful Autumn Splendor cover plate die. I'm going to use the Sweet Stack circle, and I just chose a size of that that's going to be best to kind of nestle my little hedgehogs inside that circle. So I have cut that circle out of that Autumn Splendor cover plate, and you can see I have 3 of those. I end up using 2, but not the 3rd. I line these up, and then I'm going to nestle that circle into that already die cut circle, and it kind of fits and locks into place like a puzzle piece. Tape that down so nothing shifts, and then I run that through my die machine again, and then I have a circle that's placed exactly where I need it to be. That's exactly where it is on that top or ink blended cover. So everything is cut and ready to go now. And now I can kind of start preparing my card base. I'm starting out with a top folding card base out of Nina Desert Storm cardstock, and it was already scored and folded. And then I just trimmed that to leave a little flap that you can see there in the top left-hand corner. And that's so I can have my card base but attach kind of my see-through window, and my acetate you can see there is cut down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to use my score buddy and place that acetate up into the corner, and then it makes it so easy to place that die cut that I've cut with the Autumn Splendor cover plate just right over the top, get everything lined up, and then I don't have any of that liquid adhesive kind of moved around or coming out because I use that score buddy to place it in the perfect position. Next, I am adding liquid glue to what would actually be the front side of this die cut, and that's because I want to show the back side. I want to line those images up. So I'm going to place the ink blended background that's already cut with the circle that has the acetate. I put it in upside down, and then I'm going to place that other cut Nina Desert Storm die cut right over the top of it, get it all lined up. And so everything lines up beautifully because I used the help of my score buddy in the corner there. Again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I have some adhesive strips on the little flap there of what's going to be the back side of that card base, and I'm going to kind of use the score buddy again to line everything up. And then I can easily adhere what's going to be the window panel or the front panel onto that little flap, and everything is nicely covered, nicely lined up. Next, I need to stamp the stamps that I'm going to use, or the images for my card. So I have the little hedgehogs wrapped in the scarf. I have the front side and the coordinating back side. And then I have my little sentiment sending hedgehogs added there to the top. Now I'm going to stamp these in Gathered Twigs ink. I'm going to do a little bit of coloring with colored pencils, and so I wanted my hedgehogs and my sentiment to be that yummy chocolate brown color. It's not going to stand out or be as harsh as a black ink on this Nina Desert Storm cardstock. So the next thing that I'm going to do is very simply color all of my hedgehogs with just colored pencils. I have chosen colors that are pulled out of that ink blended window frame that you can see there to the left. So I've used kind of a burnt orangey red, a yummy olive green, and then my hedgehogs are going to be light brown and tan. So I'm just going to work my way around. Some places I add darker coloring, like their little paws and their ears, and then I simply did a light tan color for their little quills, pink on their cute little cheeks. So they're super easy to color and so cute with their little faces all wrapped up in the warm, cozy scarf. Now, to add little white tips to the end of their quills, just like a real hedgehog, I am using a white gel pen and just adding little dots to the end of each of their little quills. Now, I've used the coordinating dies and I have those taped down, and run those through my die machine and they're ready to pop out. So you can see how cute that is with their little scarf. And then I pop out the back side, and then there are also coordinating dies for the sentiments in that set. I decided to add a little pop of that olive green color by adding a panel cut down just a little bit so you can still see the craft cardstock behind that to the inside. And you can see how pretty that is looking through that window into the olive green color. I pop up the little front hedgehogs with some little pop dots. And then I'm ready to add the sentiment die cut with some of our Honeybee Stamps liquid glue. Now, I did strategically place the liquid glue to where it wouldn't be on the acetate. It's going to cut or catch on the left and the right side and glue directly on to the paper part of that and not be shown in the acetate window. So now it's time to place the back side of those little hedgehogs, and I'm just going to use some liquid glue directly to the acetate. Get those hedgehogs all lined up so you can see the back side there through the little, or when you open your card, I add one of the little hearts from the stamp and coordinating die set. So cute with those little pair of hedgehogs there. And now everything is pretty much all done. You can see the cute little hedgehogs wrapped up on the front of the card. And then when the recipient opens the card, they'll get a fun little surprise with the back sides of the hedgehogs on the inside. Now, this has been it for day 3 of the Autumn Splendor release. I hope you'll join me tomorrow. And all of these products will be available at honeybeestamps.com coming on August the 23rd.